Guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing an exciting video that I honestly didn't even know existed. But today I'm going to be talking about the video games that I probably wouldn't even have in my collection if I wasn't a video game collector. So yeah, like I said, this type of video I didn't even know it existed. I got this idea from Haley in Bookland. She's a booktuber and she recently uploaded a video of you know, pretty much talking about like the books she would have in her collection if she wasn't like a booktuber or like a book collector. And she said that she got this video idea from like beauty gurus who I guess listed the makeups and everything that they would have in their collection if, you know, they wasn't a collector. So for me, I decided to kind of do the opposite, where instead of talking about the video games that I'll have or I will have in my collection if I wasn't a collector, I'm going to talk about the video games that I wouldn't have in my collection if you know, I wasn't a collector, because I am a big video game collector. And even though there might be a game that I just don't like and don't plan on going back to, I keep it in my collection because, again, I'm a collector. So I felt like this would be a fun video to do, just to give you guys some idea of like what video games I end up not really caring for, or, you know, it might be a video game that you like that I just end up not liking, or maybe like vice versa. So let's get into it. Oh, and before we get into it, subscribe if you want to see more content like this video, and yeah, all that good stuff. So let's get into it. So starting off, I'm gonna talk about the Vita games, because I do have quite a bit of PS Vita games that I have that I just never really cared for. So the first on my list is Norn 9 Var Comments. So this is what it looked like. So this is Norn 9 Var Comments. So this is a visual novel for the Vita, and I honestly don't remember when it came out. So I got this like a few years ago. It was one of the first PS Vita visual novels that I bought, and at first I thought it would have been maybe a bit interesting because it is like a sci-fi fantasy, which I'm not a huge fan of sci-fi fantasy, but I still felt like, you know, might be interesting. But no. I literally only did one route of this and I never touched this game again. So I feel like this game would not still be in my collection if I wasn't a video game collector, because I don't really care for the story. It was a bit confusing, and the characters, you know, like the romance rounds, it was okay. But yeah, I just didn't really enjoy this that much. So, but I have, you know, heard a couple of people on Instagram talk about how they do like this and they play like every single route. So, you know, cool for them. But yeah, I just did not like this. So second game on my list actually has a sequel to it, and it is Steins Gate. So this is the first Steins Gate game, and this is the second Steins Gate game. So Steins Gate is also a sci-fi fantasy, which now I'm starting to see a pattern. Maybe I should just stay away sci-fi fantasy visual novels. But yeah, and this also has an anime to it, but I never watched the anime, and I really like, I'm telling you guys, I really tried to get into this game and I just could not. Like, the story was confusing, the characters were like, okay, like I don't really have any attachment to it, and I don't know. Like, I do have a really good friend on Instagram and Twitter who loves Steins Gate, but I just could not get into this. And the reason why I have the second game is, again, I'm a collector, so, you know, I gotta have, you know, the main game, the prequel, the sequel, you know, even though that's wasting money and even space, but I just had to have the sequel to this game, even though I knew I would never touch this. And to this day, I have never picked up this game. So yeah. Second game, or what? Third game on the list is Malice. So this game, it's not a sci-fi fantasy, thank God, but it is kind of like a murder mystery, which I'm normally into murder mysteries, but I just could not get into this. And I did make it onto like my first route, but I'm like at the very beginning, and I don't know why. It's just like, I don't know if it's because I'm just not really interested in playing murder mysteries right now. Like, it probably, you know, is that reason. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like I probably would have been sold this game or gave it away by now if I wasn't a collector. But yeah, I just don't really care for it. I don't really see myself going back to it. I mean, I'm hoping that one day I'll get back into it, but right now I just don't see myself getting back into this game, because I mean, the murder mystery part, I'm sure is interesting, but I just don't really care for this. And again, this is a really popular game. Like, it's so popular that it's got a port on the Switch, and I think it's called Malice Unlimited. But yeah, so that's how popular it is. But unfortunately, I just could not get into this, and I have no plans on rebuying this on the Switch, because now that would be a waste of money. So last Vita game that I would not have in my collection if I wasn't a video game collector is Period Cube Shackles of Amadeus, or however you say that. So this game was recommended to me by one of my good friends on Instagram, and I actually had plans on buying this before she recommended it to me. But yeah, she recommended it to me and she loves it, but unfortunately I just do not like care for this. But yeah, so basically this game is it's a fantasy. I don't think it's sci-fi, but it's basically just a about like a RPG, you know, type of thing. Like, the main character gets sucked into an RPG game, and you know, she has to find her brother and everything like that. But yeah, I just do not like this game. I do not like the main character. And yeah, I've even like read like some reviews of people talking about how like a couple of the routes were like not good or anything like that. So yeah, I would not. And it's funny because this was my recent PS Vita game that I bought, and I just do not see myself going back to it at all. So yeah, I would not have this in my collection if I wasn't a collector. So now we're moving on to my second favorite portable handheld by Sony, and that's the PSP. So for this section, I only chose one game because, to be honest, my PSP video game collection is really small. Like, my collection right now is really small, so I don't have a lot of games, but I do have one game, which is this, that I purchased knowing that I wasn't going to like it. Like, who am I? See, like, this is why being a video game collector, it has its pros and cons, because like, we be spending our money on stuff that we know we aren't going to like, but we just want it in our collection. But anyways, this game is called Black Code, and it's a what was it about? I think it was about a girl going to like a military type academy or something like that, which when I read up the synopsis, I was like, nope, because I do not care for you know, military at all, or like military academies or anything like that. So right then and there, I knew I wasn't gonna like this, but I still wanted to get it anyways, just to have in my collection. And actually, I also read that this game was supposed to have a PS Vita port, but I think the company who made this like shut down or something, so they wasn't able to like make a PS Vita port, and no other company was able to like take it off their hands and make a PS Vita port, because in the PS Vita port they were gonna include like a new route, which I feel like that would have been cool. But yeah, I don't know, just reading the synopsis, I feel like I wouldn't enjoy this game, but I still got it anyways because, you know, because I'm a collector. So next we're going to be talking about the Switch, and I love the Switch. It's my favorite console right now, along with, you know, the PS4, the PS Vita, the PSP. But I do have one game, because my Switch collection is still pretty small, but I do now have one game in my collection so far that I would not have if I wasn't a collector, and it is, I'm sorry, apologies in advance to anybody who likes this game, but I just do not like Fire Emblem Three Houses, and I'm sorry, but I just, like, I played a bit of it, and the story is not interesting, the characters are right. Like I even said on Twitter that because I have a best friend who loves this game, like she legit played, I think, like all the routes, like maybe twice, or maybe like one or two twice or something like that. So she loves this game, and I even told her that I wish she could come over to my house and play this game for me, and I'll just watch, because I just do not want to slug through this game myself. But I'm still a bit curious to see like how the story is and how it ends, but I just can't bring myself to get through this game. So I'm sorry to all the Fire Emblem, especially the Fire Emblem Three Houses fans, but I would have sold this a long time ago if I wasn't a collector. And last but not least is the PS4 games that I wouldn't keep in my collection if I you know, wasn't a collector. So the first game is, and apologies in advance because I know that this game has like a lot of fans, but apologies, but I would not have this in my collection right now if I wasn't a collector. And a few years ago I actually thought about selling this, but then I was like, I kind of want to keep in my collection, maybe one day I want to get back to it, who knows. So that's why I've kept this game. But yeah, this is basically Uncharted the Nathan Drake collection, so it has like the first three Uncharted games, which I'm honestly disappointed because I have watched playthroughs of Uncharted, and they were fun. Like, they were really fun to watch, but playing it myself, I got bored and just turned it off, so it's unfortunate. So the second game is a visual novel, and it is, what the heck? It's so dirty. And it is Co-Realized Bouquet of Rainbows. So this also has this is also really popular, and it has a fan base. But I played it a bit, and I think I managed to get onto like my first route, but I just stopped playing it. I'm just not that into it because it's pretty much like in the steampunk world, and I'm not that into like the steampunk, you know, theme world. So yeah, I mean, I'm hoping one day I'll be able to get back into this, but for now I just, and last but not least, which this makes me sad because I'm a fan of this series, but it is Persona 5. So it's really sad because I love the Persona series. I play P4G, Persona 4 Golden, all the way through, and I love that game, so I assumed that I would love Persona 5. But when I started playing this game, I just could not get into it. I do not care for this new group because to me they feel more like co-workers instead of best friends, and I don't know if anybody else like feels the same way about me, feels the same way as me, or you know, is in agreement. But I just do not like this friend group because I prefer the P4G friend group more because they really did feel like friends. Like, they didn't feel like co-workers, they legit felt like friends in a small town, going to school, fighting demons, everything is cool. But I don't like this friend group. I just, no. I would, like, I legit want to have one of my friends come over and play this game for me, and I'll just watch. But yeah, so no. But yeah, so that it's it for the list of games that I wouldn't keep in my collection if I wasn't a video game collector. So let me know down below if you guys, you know, have any of these games. You feel the same way as me, you would have been sold it or whatever if you wasn't a collector, or if you actually like these games, or if you didn't even know about any of these games, especially the PSP and PS Vita ones. And yeah, so like this video, if you like and subscribe for more content like this. Share this video. All my social links will be down below. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, so check me out and all that good stuff. So yes, I'll see you guys in my next video.